Can redesign help your website? Before you consider redesigning your website, you need to first measure if it's even worth redesigning and if you need to redesign. The way you measure if you need to redesign your website is by checking the engagement time of your visitors on your website. So let's take a look at how we would do that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to sign up with ClickTale. If you like, you can visit shoppingcartelite.com, go to Partners, scroll down to ClickTale, and use this link to get a discounted price. What ClickTale does is it allows you to record the visitor engagement on your website, and it actually shows you what exactly that visitor did on your website, the mouse movement, which page they visited, and so on. And ClickTale can be integrated into Shopping Cart Elite just by inserting a little piece of code that ClickTale provides to you. So I'm going to go ahead and log into one of my ClickTale accounts, and here I see the past 30 days of activity. Now if you notice that next to each line I have the engagement time of the visitor, where the visitor came from, and which page that visitor entered. So in other words, I can see exactly how long my visitors engaged on my website. Now, when should you consider a redesign? If you see a lot of visitors coming to your website with legitimate keywords, and you know that based on their keyword, they will find exactly what they were looking for on your website, and they browsed for less than a minute, that means that a redesign should be considered. So as I'm scrolling down here, you can see that there is a visitor came in for 24 seconds, 21 seconds, 14 seconds. The ones that came in for 0 seconds, those are probably not legitimate visitors. Those are probably spiders just trying to cache your website. But those that actually stayed on your website for more than 10 seconds, those are the visitors that we might consider for doing a redesign, and after the redesign to see if our engagement time improved with overall visitors. So we're going to go ahead and click on one of these. We can see that this particular visitor came in from a form onto this particular website. He engaged in 2 pages only within 39 seconds and left. We're going to go ahead and click play, and we see that they were browsing the website. Then they clicked on something. Now they're heading to the second page. They spent 13 seconds on this page and then just left the website. So in other words, they didn't even bother selecting their make and model, and they decided to leave. If you see a trend, that means that the user might not know what to click on, or maybe because of the design, it's not clear enough where the user needs to click on. So in other words, what you need to do is you need to research using a tool like ClickTale to see if there is a poor engagement time with some of your visitors, and those are the visitors that you want to consider doing a redesign for. Of course, you can do a redesign for all your visitors just to make your site look nicer, but keep in mind that every website has design assets, and what design assets are is it's design pieces on your website that the users actually like and they engage. There's a reason why Amazon has not redesigned their website for the past 10 years and eBay hasn't redesigned their website. That's because the users are familiar with that website, they engage with it, and there's no reason to redesign a website. Why redesign something if it works? Same thing goes to your website. If you see that your website is working out and your visitors like to browse your website, there's no reason to redesign. If you are not happy with the conversions on your website and the users are not staying as long as you want to, and you did everything else well, your price control, your products, your technical data, your photos, then you might want to consider a redesign. So for this Accord website, for example, we might want to consider something darker maybe, something more Japanese looking because it is a Japanese car, and the user may appreciate the design and actually stay on the website because it's more friendlier to them. One of the things that you need to understand is that every user that visits a website, they have a perspective of where they want to shop. In other words, they want to visit a website where they feel comfortable and confident in shopping and not embarrassed that they're shopping on this particular website. So you may want to have a website where the user's subconscious gets triggered by saying, wow, this is a really cool website, I really want to stay on it, I really want to support it. There's a reason why certain users like certain products and certain companies and want to support them, not because of their great name or anything else, but because all the key factors were combined to meet the user's perspective. In other words, if you are into domestic products, you're not going to buy something that looks like a Chinese theme. If you're into Japanese products, you're not going to want to buy American products, which is why the iPhone failed in Japan, because it had more of an American feel to it instead of a Japanese feel to it. So everybody has a certain perspective of where they want to shop at. You have to research that and understand who your customers are and what they want to see, and appeal those visions on your website for your customer.